Okay, there's two sections to this assignment: solving the system by graphing and solving the system by substitution. So for graphing, you get graph paper out and you write two equations. 2x minus 2y equals 4, x minus y equals 6. So we want to put the two equations kind of on a table. So you have 2x minus 2y equals 4, and then x minus y equals 6. Now neither equation has the y by itself, because we need to know our slope and y-intercept to graph this correctly. So I blow up the equations on a piece of paper so you guys can see what I'm doing. 2x minus 2y equals 4, x minus y equals 6. So we need to realign the equations so the y is by itself, so I know my m and b. So here's my y. Now it's got a -2 as the multiplying number, so you got to switch the signs. So negative, positive, negative. So we can now add 2x, make a 0x, and add 2x there. Okay. Line up the equals, you got 2 times y. So it's going to be 2x plus -4. And divide all three of these by 2. That's equal to 1x plus -2. So MB. Okay. So slope is 1, y-int is -2. So -2 is the y-intercept. Okay. Slope of 1, you're going to want to put a 1 over 1. So forward 1, up 1. Okay. Okay, and there's the first line. You take the ruler. I can't do the ruler and the camera at the same time. Okay. Okay, now here you don't have y by itself, so we're going to slap 1s in front of them. Well, that y term's a negative y term, so we need to again switch the signs. So negative, positive, negative. So I add 1x, and make a 0x and add 1x there. So you got 1 times y, 1x plus -6. I divide all these by 1, okay? So MB, okay? So the slope is 1, the y-int is -6. So -6. And then from there, I go 1 over 1, so forward 1, up 1. Okay, and those equations are not going to cross. They're parallel because they had the same slope. Okay. So what do we write? We write parallel, no solution. Okay. All right, now the next one. We have y, okay, here's we go. Y equals -x plus 3, y equals 3 over 2x minus 2. So on one side of the table, y equals -x plus 3, y equals 3 over 2x minus 2. Okay, the y is by itself in both of them, so we don't need to, I don't need to go to the scratch paper. We have our m and b. We apply a 1, that's m, that's b. Then m is 3 over 2, b is -2. So slope y-int. So slope would be -1 over 1, and the y-int would be plus 3. Here the slope would be 3 over 2, and the y-int would be -2. So plus 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I go forward 1, down 1. Take my ruler, put arrows on both ends, okay? Okay, so negative 2 is the y-intercept, and 3 over 2. Forward 2, up 3. Well, they cross there. Do it again. So they're going to cross, and I see the point already where they cross. Okay. They cross right here. So put the point where they cross, x, y. So start in the middle. You're forward 1, 2. So x is 2. You're up 1. Y is 1. Okay, 2, 1. Now our third graph, we have y equals 2x minus 3 and 6x minus 3y equals 9. So y equals 2x minus 3, 6x minus 3y equals 9. Okay, is the y by itself? Yes, it is. So MB. So slope y-ant. Slope is 2 over 1, and then minus 3 is the y-intercept. From there, we go forward 1, up 2. Okay, so there's the equation of that line. Over here. Yeah, you're going to have to fix some things because of what. So we're going to have to blow that one up, okay? Because of y, we have to get the y by itself. So 6x minus 3y equals 9. Okay, so plus negative 3. So we have a negative, a multiplying number, okay, on the y. So that's a switch the signs. Negative, positive, negative. So add 6x, and I make 0x, and add a 6x to 0x. 3 times y, 0 plus 6 is 6, plus negative 9. Remember, you got to put the x first, okay? Then we divide all of these by 3. Now, I'm not going to get decimals, because that's 2x, and that's negative 3. MB. So slope is 2 over 1. The y-ant is negative 3. So I go to negative 3 on the y-axis. Looky here, we already got a point there. And I would go forward 1, up 2. Already a point there, already a point there. That's the same line. So when it's the same line, the answer is IMS, infinitely many solutions. Okay, now in the second part of the assignment, okay, you have to solve the system by substitution. So I got 4 of these that I'm going to go over. First problem, 4x plus 2y equals 7, and then y equals 5x. So you make a coordinate where they're going to cross, you think, without the graph. Substitution, you look for a base variable by itself. I don't have one here, I have one here, okay? So y is the base, 5x is its equal. So I write the non-base equation, 4x plus 2y equals 7. So I have y by itself, so that's the variable. I parenthesize and I put 5x. So you have 4x plus 2 parentheses 5x. After the parentheses, we have equals 7. Now, the multiplying is done here, but there's only one distribution to make. See, because there's just 1, 2, and there's only one number in that parentheses, so it's 2 times 5x, and that's 10x. Okay, so I put 10x down, and I have to add the 4x. Okay, the x's are combined and to make 14x equals 7. 14 times x, the answer is not 2. Okay, you need to divide by 14. 14 times 2 is not 7. Okay. So 7 divided by 14 is 0.5. That's okay. Okay, that's x. X equals that. Put it in for the right letter. Now you're solving for y. So you use the equation where the y is by itself. And now 0.5 goes in for x. So y equals 5 times 0.5. Okay, y is by itself. You just do the times. 5 times 0.5 is 2.5, and that's your answer. Okay, you don't have anything to add, so 0.5, 2.5. Okay, in the next equation, we have 4x plus 2y equals 8, and we have y equals 2x plus 1. So I find an equation as a variable by itself, so right there. Okay, that's your base. Okay, circle the other side. In the other equation, you have 4x plus 2y equals 8. Substitute for your y, because that's the base, and you substitute the entire expression, 2x plus 1. So you got 4x plus 2, parentheses, 2x plus 1, and after the parentheses, you have equals 8. Okay, so I will be distributing the 2. So 2. And first I will multiply it by 2x, then I will multiply it by 1. So it's 4x and 2. So 4x plus 2. And we add 4x. Okay, 4x plus 4x, that combines to make 8x plus 2 equals 8. So times 8 plus 2, so you have minus 2, and that's 6. Divided by 8, 0.75 is x, okay? Now to solve for y is by itself. Okay, so 0.75 goes in for x. Okay, so y equals 2 times 0.75 plus 1. Now we just do the operations on the other side. We times first, that gives me 1.5. Then we take 1.5 plus 1, and that is 2.5. Okay, those are your answers. Okay, last two. X plus 12y equals 68. X equals 8y minus 12. So I have an x by itself on one side of the equals there. So that serves as your base. Don't box that x up. You got there's no letter by itself there. Okay, so I write the other equation. X plus 12y equals 68. We're definitely going to want a coefficient of 1. Okay. When you set this up to be substituted for, you need to make sure both variables have coefficients. Because if one of them doesn't, you don't have a number to distribute. Okay, so we are parenthesizing our x and replacing with 8y plus negative 12. So I add a 1, then I make my parentheses and put 8y plus negative 12. Now go up here and look. After that, you add a plus, you add 12, you add y equals 68. Forgot to set up my coordinate. Okay, so I'm distributing the 1. Well, it's just going to be 8y plus negative 12. Then plus 12y equals 68. Now again, with the y's on the same side like they are, we don't minus 12, minus 8, minus 8. Okay, you don't do, that's what you do when they're on opposite sides. See, here's my equals. They're on the same side. So same side. So we combine them. That's going to be 20y plus negative 12 equals 68. Okay. 20 times y plus negative 12, so we add 12 to both sides. That gives me 80. Now we'll divide by 20. Y equals 4. Now I need to solve for x. If I need to solve for x, I'm using the one where the x is by itself. So x equals 8y minus 12. 4 goes in for y. So we have 8 times 4 minus 12. If you want to put plus negative, you can. Now again, the x is all by itself, so I don't need to do the opposite of anything. I just need to do the operation. So 8 times 4 is 32. And 32 plus negative 12 is 20. Okay. Last problem. I have this written wrong. Last one. Change on the document. Okay. Okay, the equations are y equals 3x minus 5, and then the other one is 3x minus y equals 5. Okay, is y by itself? Yep, so y will work as the base. It's equal to 3x plus negative 5. Now I write the other one. 3x minus y equals 5. Need a 1 there. Not having a number there is not cool, okay, at all. So y is the base variable, so the y is the one I replace, okay. There's a negative 1 right there. You can't really see it, but it's there. I put 3x plus negative 5. Okay, so I drop the 3, I drop the x, I drop the plus, and there's a negative 1, okay. Then I make my parentheses and put 3x plus negative 5. Now after the parentheses we have equals 5. Okay, so I'm going to be distributing the negative 1. So that's negative 3x and positive 5. Okay. So here's the equals with 5. Plus we put negative 3x and 5. So cross those out and we add the 3x. Alright, now I'm going to combine my x's, but they combine to 0. So I put 0x plus 5 equals 5. Now 0 times a letter needs to be just crossed out, okay? And then I have 2 the same number. So okay, so if you cross out the letter, you don't need to solve there. So this becomes either no solution or IMS, infinitely many solutions. So we got 5, we got the same letter, same number, so that's an IMS.